So, just to recap, we're working on our Notecatcher. We're learning how to take notes. The very first thing we did was we tried to figure out Esperanza's reaction. And so the very first thing I did before we did this was read these pages to you. I read 100 to 106, and I kept reading until you told me to stop. And then I asked you how she was feeling. What was she thinking? What was she feeling? Some of y'all said she was ungrateful. Some of y'all said she was frustrated and mad. Some of y'all said she was sad. And I recorded all those things because you're right, but now you have to. So right here is where you're going to write your textual evidence. So I asked myself, what sentence proves that she's being ungrateful or frustrated? One of the first things we said was on page 100, she couldn't help but think that they weren't even as nice as the servants' cabins in Aguascalientes. This actually proves that she was being ungrateful. Are y'all starting to catch on to why you need textual evidence? Because the case that you're trying to prove is that she's ungrateful, frustrated, and mad, as well as sad. I'm going to go back to another page. And I saw where it says, Mama, we can't possibly all fit. Again, she's being what? Ungrateful. And she's also frustrated because it's small. So I'm going to write, hopefully you guys are writing small. You have my permission. You have my permission to use the next page. It's completely blank if you go a little bit over that. I do encourage you to write a little smaller. Page 102. So I'm telling you where I found my page. It will be very easy if you highlight your textual evidence so you don't have to search for it anymore. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quote accurately from my text, which means I'm writing exactly what it says, word for word. Again, page 102 shows that she's frustrated. It also shows she's being ungrateful. Fraction. Yes. I mean, as many as you can think of. I usually aim for 3, which is why I make sure to have enough space right here. But again, I know some of y'all write big. It's perfectly fine for you to write in the back. I'm going to read one more time all the way to page 103. If you happen to hear Esperanza's reaction, please tell me to stop. Esperanza, they will only give one cabin for each man with a family. There is no housing for single women. This is a family camp, so we must have a male head of household to live and work here. And that is Alfonso. Mama sank to the bed. Her voice sounded tired. He has told them we are his cousins, and if anyone asks, we must say it's true. Otherwise, we cannot stay. We are next door to Juan and Josefina, so we can adjust the sleeping arrangement. Miguel will sleep next door with them and the babies, and Isabel will sleep here with Alfonso, Hortensio, and us. Miguel came in and sat down. Their beliefs then left. Esperanza could hear Alfonso and Hortensio in the next room talking about the camp office. Mama got up back and began to sing. So who began to sing? Mama. Esperanza felt anger crawling up her throat. Stop. Let me finish that real quick. Mama, we are living like horses. How can you sing? How can you be happy? We don't even have a room to call our own. So I'm stopping, and what am I doing after that? Highlighting textual evidence. So on page 103, I'm highlighting Esperanza felt anger crawling up her throat. And this entire paragraph actually shows that she's very angry. Page 103, EST equals angry. Are y'all starting to see how textual evidence is going to help us? It's actually going to be a lot easier for your paragraph writing once I've trained you. So, yes, you will have a test that looks almost like this. Absolutely, that's why I'm trying to record how to do it, just in case you need a refresher. Okay, so I'm going to pull this, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it in my Notecatcher. And what I'm about to prove is that she was frustrated and mad. This is what I'm proving. So this would be my second textual evidence to prove that she was mad. So I'm going to write page 103, and then I'm going to copy this entire thing down. You understand where I'm getting this from? Okay, thank you. We're going to do this more than once, so if you're struggling with it, that's okay. We're going to hit on something similar to this multiple times to prepare you for it. Now, when I start my textual evidence, what am I going to start writing? What symbol? Quotation mark. I'm going to start with a stop to actually be happy and end it with quotation marks. I know there's more to it than that, but I'm running out of space. And again, this shows that she's being giving you guys one more. Okay, it's okay if you're falling behind. If you're falling behind, I'm going to allow you to copy off your partner using your videos. What we're going to do is now we're going to backtrack and we're going to try to figure out Mama's reaction. Okay? So we know that throughout all this, who's being very reactive? Esperanza. Y'all don't have to write that, I'm just showing you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the text, and I'm now going to be looking for Mama's. And since I've highlighted Esperanza's reaction, in order for me to better identify Mama's, what I will do is I'll either circle her reaction or underline so I can figure out the difference. Okay, so the very first thing that we identified during our do now is that Mama was being grateful. And it says on page 102, we are all together in this cabin, said Mama. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down how she's feeling. How is she feeling? She is grateful. In a sentence that proves that, page 102. And I'm going to quote accurately from the text. We are all in this together, said Mama. So she's just grateful that they can pass it up. She's grateful that everyone's still together. She's being proactive. So I'm going to take what Freedom said right there. She's being proactive. Being proactive. And how else is she trying to feel diet? How else is she trying to feel? So where Esperanza was mad and sad, how is Mama trying to feel? Are you trying to feel happy? What? And now, what am I going to do? So I'm going to write down what I remember is her reaction, how she's feeling. Now, with this one, what am I going to do with it? Your lawyers, you're trying to do what? Cite textual evidence. You're trying to prove your case. Your case is that she's proactive and she's happy. Now, we're going to go back to the text, and we're going to identify when she was being happy. Now, I'm hearing comments that this is too much. Yes, it is. It is too much because this is really your first time doing this. But the more you do this, the easier it's going to be for you because every year you're going to have to do something like this. And to the point that I'll tell you, my husband, he's in college still. And all he does, he spends hours upon hours looking for textual evidence and then building his case. I mean hours. So this will help you prepare for that. For when you go to college or when you have to go on research papers. Give me 1 second, Braxton. So do you remember when Esperanza was feeling angry? What happened before that? How was Mama reacting, Daniel? What was Mama doing to cause her to get so mad? What was she doing, Freedom, to cause, what was Mama doing to cause Esperanza to get so mad? Huh? Jaya? She was singing. What was she doing, Freedom? Very good. What was she doing, Daniel? So we're going to go back to this, and we're going to look for the sentence that shows that she was singing. Matter of fact, it's right here. So if someone's singing, if you found your mom singing, your mom, your dad, your grandpa singing, what does that usually tell you about them? Mama. There you go. There's your textual evidence. So we're going to write our